What are the odds that
The queen is actually just right here.
that's wild? She's not marked yet.
I'm,
Hoping to get her marked here soon, but
that's
the queen is not necessarily what this video is about. This video is about adaptation and what that's like as a human being, because we're constantly adjusting to change. I know for one that I'm adjusting to some changes in my life right now. I started a new position at the place of work that I have at the mental health institution, and just changed buildings, roles, still seeing a lot of familiar faces, but regardless, I'm adapting. And why I'm sitting next to this hive, odds are, if you know me or if you've seen me in person, it may have been with this beehive right here. And I'm excited about that. I got to take this beehive to the mental health institution that I work at. And I got to present it to the clients that I've been working with for the past 6 months or so. And it was just an amazing experience. But what does that have to do with adaptation? It's the simple fact that this beehive was right where we are sitting right now this morning, and all of these bees weren't flying around. I had this closed up so that I could take it in. These bees, however, when they got back home and sat right in the same exact spot, when I opened that door, they went out like a floodgate. And I'm talking hundreds of worker bees, foragers, coming around this area and inspecting it. And they were coming back and bringing all that information and data back to these bees down here. They were adapting as a colony, as a mind, as a one single consciousness. This might be 6,000 individual bees, but you best believe that they're interacting as one colony. You might have 6,000 things going on in your life, but you're operating as one person. And you're constantly adapting to change. You're always taking in data from your new surroundings, or even your familiar surroundings. I'm here to encourage you to observe all of these things without any attachment to them. Good, bad. Feel the good, feel the bad. Be with all of these experiences. Take in that data and note if they're bringing negative emotions into your life. Because your emotions are an amazing indicator of what's going on with you energetically, your entire aura, your spirit. And it often leads to physical symptoms as well. And Lord knows we all have some physical symptoms from our anxieties, our depression, and even physical symptoms from being in the present moment. That can be so enlightening and feel so good too. At least I hope that everybody's in a state in their life where they're able to feel peace and love in their present moment. Because that's really all the present moment ever is. And I always encourage people to think like bees, because of the fact if they're bringing out data from their new location, to them it might as well be new. Their movement, irregardless of their choice of being moved, did not take away from their ability to go right back out into the environment and do exactly what they still need to do. As I said before, you may have 6,000 things going on in your life, but you are operating as one person, and you are more capable than you're probably giving yourself credit for. You are going through changes and adapting to the better version of yourself on a daily basis. I hope that you're aspiring to be developing yourself into that better version of yourself on a daily basis. At least that, to me, is the key of life. The secret of happiness is to continually develop yourself. Continually developing yourself contains and means going through changes that are pretty difficult sometimes. It's not easy to be a human being. We're emotionally complex creatures trying to live a logical life. It doesn't add up sometimes. Going through the changes, pulling in the data, good, bad, or the other, when it brings negative emotion into your life, it's so important to take note of that, because why expose yourself to more negative emotion? You do have the capability, as that one person that has 6,000 things going on in your life, to bring that down to 600 if you'd like. Especially if that means cutting out negative energy. Get that out. Nobody has time for that toxicity. Nobody. This is a time for peace and love. You have to find that within yourself so that you can share it with others. That's how bees think. They muster the courage to always take care of one another. This is 6,000 insects operating as one consciousness. We are as well as human beings. There's no better symbol to me. There's no better biomimicry to me than bees and the human race. We should aspire to organize ourselves in such a humble way and serve each other in the way that these bees do. Sometimes we've got to change our environment around us, and we've got to adapt to advancing on our path. Some of the skills that I like to do while advancing on my path to keep myself grounded in not only knowing that the advancements are a part of my purpose, but the advancements are hard. Accepting both of those polarities of change and trying to walk the middle path. The middle path is a beautiful Buddhist concept of there's always that gray area in life. And it's never just black or white. It's our responsibility as individuals to add the color into that gray. And to bring the light that we are as individuals, our personalities, our culture, our background, everything. We all deserve to bring that forth and be loved and accepted for what that is. And we need to be accepted and loved on the journey of finding that out too. Nobody's perfect. We're all finding ourselves. And everybody else is just a perfect mirror for you. That's a big part of change too, is recognizing that other people that you encounter are nothing but a mirror for you and your experiences in life. Everybody's a teacher if you allow them to be. Everybody's a teacher. That includes you and myself. Allow us to teach peace. Allow us to teach love. Allow us to teach humbleness. I have such a blast being able to relate to these insects because they are simply magnificent. Not only do they communicate through pheromones and frequency, much like human beings do, although we have the ability to talk. Sadly, these bees don't have ears. They can't hear the way that we do. They communicate completely differently, but the way that we communicate similarly definitely is through energy. They are so tiny and so sensitive that they're able to pick up on small vibrations. We as human beings, with our emotional guidance, our emotional systems within us and within our minds, we pick up on people's energies subtly, consciously, sometimes subconsciously. It's important to listen to those energies, especially listen to the energies of those around you. And being humble enough to accept when somebody gives you advice. That's always important too, because everybody around you is a teacher, and so are you. We're all walking each other home on this path of life. And whether we end up 6 feet under and that's the end of it, and I don't truly believe at all that that is the case, or we go to another realm together, our souls are still going to be intact through consciousness. And I'm excited about that. I just went down a random rabbit hole. That's fun.